Hey everyone, as you can see, I am from Disney. We are a very large company, and we have a lot of problems to solve. Ideally, scale, right? Our scale is a little different from yours. Yours is about like web requests coming in, right? You got to deal with scale from a web or software point of view. Ours is human scale. So I'm going to kind of talk about how Go solves that problem for us. So just a little bit about me. I am both a leader and an engineer. I am privileged with running and supporting a team of engineers that supports Walt Disney Studios. So we manage the movie segment of Disney, which covers Disney Studios, Lucasfilm, if you're not familiar with like Star Wars, as well as the Marvel Studios, so Avengers, Hulk, Thor. And then the animation side of like movie making as well, which is Pixar, TV animation, and Walt Disney Animation Studios, which just came out with Moana a few months ago. So we're going to talk about using the force at scale. And what that means is I'm kind of going to talk about how we use Go within Disney, as well as, because as much as we are a technology company, a entertainment company, we're also a technology company. We use all kinds of technology from multiple different platforms, languages. We probably have OS2 running somewhere. Can't imagine where, but we probably do. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and tell a story, because at Disney, we are storytellers. We make the impossible possible. So my deck is not going to be technical at all. I think you guys have had enough of that. I'm going to kind of give you a quick intro into Go at Disney. Just to kind of give you guys a bit of information about myself, I recently made a touch bar button on the MacBook Pro, and Rob Pike himself made a comment about my button. So, of course, I went ahead and fixed it right away, and he said, yay, thanks. So, the state of Go at Disney. So at Disney, we are, again, a polyglot company. We run a lot of software made with a lot of different technologies, and we have a lot of problems to solve. So with that, I've been promoting Go a lot within Disney. I teach all the Go classes at Disney. I taught at Pixar, ABC. I'm trying to teach classes over at Marvel, but I've been trying to push it as much as possible. I have to convince a lot of Java developers, so it's going to be a fun ride. So just kind of give you some information on the type of scale or human scale that we have to deal with. Roughly, we have 165,000 cast members all across Disney. That's across ABC, Pixar, Marvel, Lucas, Television, ABC, ESPN, History Channel, A&E. We release roughly about 4 to 6 movies a year. That's across both our live-action movies as well as the animated movies. We have over 200 Disney stores within the U.S., 120 spread across the globe. And we deal with roughly about over 2 petabytes of storage with ESPN data as well as movie content. So for the parks, for human scale, we deal with about 65,000 guests within like California and California Adventure in Anaheim. How many of you have been to that park? In Anaheim? Okay. How about Orlando, Walt Disney World? Okay, yeah, so it's about 250,000 guests in there. And as you can imagine, we have 85,000 cast members trying to make sure that all of you had the best experience. So again, it's like human scale. But on the other side, my department is DevOps and cloud automation, so I get the privilege of having to run all these sites. For a single segment within Disney, like Studios, we run roughly about, I would say, 1,000 websites, if not more. My team is a fairly small team, so for Studios, I manage a team of about 5 or 6, and we have to literally scale up these sites. So you can imagine the type of automation that we need. So I'm going to quickly kind of show you some of the tooling that we use that are already built in Go, and then I'll go into what we're developing with Go. So for now, we use Terraform, Packer, and Consul from HashiCorp. We heavily use Terraform a lot. We have a very large team all across Disney, not just mine, so Terraform is definitely key. We use a lot of services other than our own that are built in Go, as well as gRPC. If you haven't seen the talk yesterday from the creator of ngrok regarding gRPC, it was awesome, so definitely watch that video. We use a lot of tooling. One of the ones that I personally like is Vols, which allows us to do vulnerability scanning, which is also written in Go. We're huge users of Kubernetes. both Amazon and GKE. We recently just moved Disney.com and StarWars.com over to Kate's last week, I believe, and it's running pretty good. Did that overnight, so good job to that team, and obviously a lot of Docker. One of the products I get to run is Disney Movies Anywhere, and there's a lot of Go in this. This runs in Kubernetes. How many of you have used like DMA or? Nope, never ever heard of this? Okay. So what DMA is, you basically go to the site, or you go to iTunes, or even Amazon, and you purchase a Disney movie. When you purchase that movie, your entitlement is now available in all the other retailers that you use. iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Video, Roku, all these, you buy it once, you get it everywhere. So with that, there's about 27 to 32 Lua microservices that power this backend, all running within like Kubernetes. We use Kops to build out the actual infrastructure, and we have Jenkins plus some custom tools that go ahead and deploy that infrastructure or those services out for us. Disney Infinity, how many of you played Infinity? No one? Okay, mainly for kids. Okay, Mark. So this backend was actually converted from Java over to Go. Unfortunately, I had the pleasure of helping build this backend as well as the infrastructure around this game, but I am sorry to see it go. We actually are sunsetting it currently. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. So building infrastructure, again, we use Terraform quite heavily. The reason why I'm showing this piece of code is because we use remote state a lot. We have a lot of engineers working on Terraform, and remote state is very crucial to us to make sure that no engineer topples on someone else building infrastructure and or tearing down infrastructure. So this has been pretty big for us. So again, we use Kubernetes a lot. I've already went over that, so I'll skip this slide. Again, Star Wars runs on Kubernetes, which is nice. I'm actually missing my own conference. D23 is out, but I'm very happy to be here. It was awesome. I can't thank enough to Brian, Eric, and Mark, and Heather and her team for doing everything that they did for us here at GopherCon. And I'm going to show you, his name is Jake. This is a droid that we built. My colleague over at Disney was lucky enough to help build this from beginning to end. He will also be featured in the Star Wars Land, which is coming out soon. And yeah. And with that, I'll kind of leave you guys with my information here, my Twitter. Again, we are hiring at DisneyTechJobs.com. We do open source as well, so disney.github.io. And again, I recently released a open source project which runs on Buffalo and is deployed out to Heroku. So there's the URL. And with that, I'll leave you with this quote from Walt. Thank you so much.